Hi, everybody. This is Jim Shoup out here in beautiful Deming, New Mexico. And those of you that know me, I call Deming the friendliest place I've ever been. One of the most beautiful things that I ever had the privilege of seeing is when we have an administration whose white nationalist tactics are causing economic, environmental, and social terror amongst South and Central America, creating an exodus of people, destabilizing those nations financially, further destabilizing them. The manipulation of other governments by our CIA and the history of things that have gone on there. And if you haven't watched the history of the CIA on Great Courses Plus, I will tell you that will be the best $20 you've ever spent. I paid $20 a month, and there's just excellent information in there, and I would recommend taking a look at it. But the most important thing I have to say is to give thanks for this day. Looking from the core of the sun, I guess I can say to the depths of the sea right over here. Everything that's between, that goes through photosynthesis, that's green, breathes for you and me. To get out here, get outside, and to put your feet to the earth and feel grounded and know that with these hands, if you look at your own hands, that you can plant seed, you can nurture the earth, plant good seed, know that you're going to eat or have some type of medicine for the future. But the great gift of the medicine is that it comes through nurturing. And the very act of planting a seed and knowing that you're responsible, that it has a good base to grow from. If you want that seed to germinate, you're going to treat it right. Some people will germinate their seeds in paper towel ahead of time and then put it in moist soil. But you know that time of life, when the DNA, that the living description, the living program that makes up that plant is in that seed, lest you plant it, lest you and I plant it. We get outside and appreciate the great opportunity of seeing the mountains. My earpiece in, forgive me if I'm moving the camera around. To appreciate it. The great gift that comes from the air that's sweet. These mountains that remind me of the mountains called life. Those mountains that each and every one of us climb. And those mountains are one rock at a time. You see, those mountains are the great divide. And you say, why do you want to climb that mountain? And when we think of mountains, they're like giant walls or barriers. And why do we climb that physical mountain? But to get to the other side. I say build bridges, not walls. Have a vision. Get outside. Breathe the air that's sweet. Know that global climate change is the existential threat that faces humanity. And guess what we can do to change it? We can plant good seed. Take the time to get outside and breathe the air and hear the angels sing. And I ask myself every time I come out here, Jim, how do the angels sound when they sing? I'll tell you what, it doesn't sound like that, although he's probably he is an angel. He's a little devil is what he is. And the angel to me sounds like the wind coming down through between these mountains as it blows through these trees, and you hear the rustling of the trees, see the birds flying, rabbits running. It sounds to me like the cacophony of life that speaks its own language to our hearts, to the recognizing the great good that is the expression of life. Birds, rabbits, ants, and noisy dogs. Sherman's got something to say. What he has to say is, hey, you son of a gun, you, for the first 4 months of my life and the first couple of years, you ran the hell out of me behind a bike. And now you think I'm going to walk along and you're going to do all the talking and I'm just going to be silent. That's not happening. That's what this dog would say to me. He wants to keep me moving. Get outside, take the time to breathe the air that's sweet. See that giant jackrabbit over there. Know that the true gift one gets is when they put their feet to the earth and plant good seed. Good seed can be that seed we plant in our relationships with others, in service to organizations in our nation, and believe that we can be the change for future generations. The existential threat that faces all of humanity is our assault on the biodome, the atmosphere, and the general way we live in a relationship to our planet. And the only thing that we can do to solve that is change virtually everything. Be the change.